Another week, court in session. I'm joined by the two Avengers and the Bajan Scout. Bajan Scout Alan Pinder. The two Avengers, Avenger No.1 Tehron King, bareback. Avenger No.2. Avenger No.2, Keelan Phillips. All right, here we are, court in session. So right now, we'll go to Mr. Avenger No.2, Keelan Phillips. He will tell us about the West.
Yes, sir. Our trending down. We have our good old friends, the Pelicans and the Rockets, who have lost 4 games in a row. The Jazz, who are, they kind of on a little rut right now. They have lost 5 in a row, still top 4 in the US. And our greatest friends, the Sacramento Kings have lost 7 games in a row. You find that they're always on the trending down list for some reason. I wonder why. Trending up, we have the Nuggets. They've won 5 games in a row. We're going to talk about them a little bit later. Same with the Warriors, won 6 games in a row. And the Suns, who are still the hottest team in the league, have won 10 games in a row. In terms of standings, nothing much has changed besides the Lakers and the Clippers swap spots. Lakers are now 9th, Clippers are 8th, and the Nuggets are now 5th, and the Mavs are 6th. My player of the week, Jokic, who we're also going to talk about a little later. My team of the week is the Suns. I mean, if you're on a 10-game winning streak, I feel like you have to be the team of the week. I mean, come on. And before we get into it, my MVP tracker, I got Jokic first, Giannis second, Embiid third, and I throw Curry back in there at 4th because I guess he's playing a little better, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, it's by time.
He's been struggling, but I think he had a couple of good games recently. So things that I want to talk about, Jokic dominance. I don't know. I obviously, because he's not really a big name in terms of like he don't have the cachet of like a Braun or like KD or whatever, but these stats I hear putting out are video game numbers, like on a weekly basis, on a game to game basis. Like for the season, he's averaging 26, 13.7, and 7.8 assists per game on 57% shooting. That is not normal. I mean, maybe the rebounds and the points for a big man, but to really 8 assists per game, that's crazy. He's shooting like 38% from the street. He is leading the league in every advanced metric known to man that that they created last week, 10 years ago. And what is really impressing me is that his defense, that was a sore spot that people were talking about. I think he's leading the league in defensive box plus minus, all them advanced defensive measures. Yeah, he's leading. Yeah, and like his PER is the highest ever. Like if it finishes now, it'd be the highest ever in any season. So I think we take for granted how good Jokic really is, but he is amazing. And if you just watch him play, I can watch him pass all day, like just whoosh, whoosh, all over the court. Like I don't know, but.
Yeah, well, he did come from out in Europe, and the Europeans are very good passers.
Very, very good passer. He also has another great passer on his team, Campazzo. I would watch him pass all day. He do some things that are crazy.
It is surprising though, because the Denver Nuggets, they're number 1 point guard, and not only number 1 point guard, but that guy Porter Jr. He also.
Yep, they're out.
Also out with with surgery on his back, so it is even more impressive. His dominance and carrying the whole team on his back.
Yeah,
he's having a better season as MVP season, really,
which is crazy. And the last thing I want to talk about here quick, the Warriors, they started about winning again. We talked about Curry playing a little bit better, but something that is also, I think, a part of it is Clay. Clay is slowly starting to catch himself. Like the first couple of games he played, He was only averaging 21 minutes again. Obviously, come back. And he was really shooting the ball, a lot of shots. He was only averaging about 40 points per game, but he was shooting 37% from the field and 30% from three. But the last 4 games that he came back, he's now at the 26 minutes, and he's averaging 17 points on 46% shooting and like 38% from three. So he's slowly starting to catch back form, and I think that is going to be very big for them, especially when Draymond comes back and when they eventually add a Wiseman. I think that'll be a big deal.
They're in a good thing. Well, based on if none of their top guys don't get hurt, but they have some really good, nice pieces around their top guys. So we'll see how that goes. So that's the rest with the Avenger number 2, who usually comes up second. But right now we will go to Avenger number 1 and his Clapham Bulls championship jersey.
Yes,
we would like to say that he is clothed, but we will not say that right now. Anyway, what is happening in the East there, Mr. Tehron King, Avenger number 1?
We usually start by talking about the Ben Simmons tracker, but we're going to take a break from that this week. Partially because there's really no new news, and I'm also getting quite tired of the whole situation, to be honest.
I read something that he's going to local gyms and keeping in good shape and playing against Dion Waiters and those boys. So I mean, he's playing 3rd division. So
yeah.
But right now, it is obvious that it was obvious a long time ago, but it is really obvious now that he has nothing more to do with Philly besides live there. So I really don't know what Daryl Morey is waiting on. He figured he will get a lot for Ben Simmons, and he might be surprised.
He want 2013 Braun, 98 MJ.
But we'll see how that one goes. But I know that you have more than just Ben Simmons to talk about.
For sure. This week, I want to start by talking about the beasts of the East.
So, Tehron King, you're talking about the beasts in the East. Let me hear, who is that beast?
Well, the beasts in the East, the beasts, plural, are the top 5 teams in the East. This week, I want to talk about some rising and falling within the top 5, not exactly like Keelan's West, where we're talking about the bottom feeders. No, we're talking about rising and falling within the top team. Miami Heat were first in the East after a triple overtime loss to the Raptors on the second day of a back-to-back. I think they also dropped the game last night because they didn't have Jimmy Butler or PJ Tucker. Well, not because, but they also did not have Jimmy Butler and PJ Tucker against the Celtics. So that was a tough one. I think they're actually playing again tonight, so they have 4 and 5 days. And they have fallen to second place in the East. The Bulls won a game or 2, and they have risen. Which brings me to the second team, the Bulls, or who should really be the first team. He has to come first. The Bulls brought back Zach LaVine. I find while he was out, Vucevic really picked up his play, and now that team is even more. But even though they're lacking bodies, some of the recent playing up of guys like Ayo Dosunmu as well as Kobe White and Green. I can't remember his first name. Javonte?
Yeah.
Which one
Javonte.
Javonte Green is really looking good. He's filling that 4th spot for them well, especially with the they're lacking of Patrick Williams and really any true 4 to play a true starting caliber 4. He's taking up big minutes and producing in those minutes. After that, I want to talk about the 76ers, who are currently on a tear. 76ers. Has anyone seen? I saw a picture on ESPN with a calendar of January, and it showed Joel Embiid's points on the days he played in January.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything lower than 39 points.
He's been really playing.
He's crazy. 40, 50s, 30 highs.
Yeah.
Which also, that's why you don't understand the stance of Murray, because really and truly, they're wasting his season, really.
Yeah, but they said that there was a report, I think it was last week though, or week before, sorry, that said that the way Joel Embiid is actually making Daryl Morey rethink the Ben Simmons thing, and instead of holding out, they would try to they would be open to taking less than what he thinks Ben Simmons is worth, which is really. But apparently, the Kings and them started talking after that, and apparently they're still asking for too much. So I don't know what.
Yeah, I think those trades.
Instead of 500, we want 499. That's not really helping.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But, I think it is a mistake, but we'll see. He's won executive year a couple times, so he probably knows. Right?
Actually,
I think he's trying to weigh if he should try and get the best he can this season before trade deadline, or try and see if he can work something for James Harden in the off season. I think that's the that's the main thing.
Do you think he's poker facing right now?
Well, I really feel that. Yeah. I really feel he want so much for Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a decent player, but to me, I always thought he had flaws in his game, and to me right now he is just a little bit better than a second tier player.
He's better than decent, man. He's much better than decent.
He is, but I keep
hearing that, but when the chips down and everybody want he turn up, he's not home. So
the issue is that he has some serious flaws in his game, but they're like everything else in his game is pretty much elite in terms of the passing, the rebounding, the defense.
The only problem is
all that is elite. If he can just get over the whole shooting thing, it's not even that he's a bad shooter. Giannis is a bad shooter as well. If he has a different mentality, I mean, his stock raises incredibly. So maybe he's overcome that. No,
sorry, not to cross you. He's like what people hated about LeBron in Miami times 10. Like the whole passing thing all the time. It's like it's not just that he's passing up open shots. Is that even when he looks like he can shoot a shot, it's not that he's passing it in traffic situations. It like when he's wide open, he's still not even trying to shoot. He's not looking to shoot. He's only gonna talk about pass the ball. That's not what we want. I
think the main problem is that his weaknesses are so easily exploitable in the playoffs. I think that is the main issue. Because like any regular season, okay, yeah, cool. But in the playoffs, like their end goal is to try to win a championship. And if your second best player can be easily played off of the floor in that fashion, I think that's why it's such a serious problem. Because but
the thing about it doesn't even really have to be that way, because even though he's not a great shooter, if he would just shoot the shots, I think a lot of the way how the defenses relax off him probably won't happen. I think it's very similar to Giannis. Giannis is not a great shooter, but people don't like off of him in that fashion because they know Giannis is not going to shoot, so I'm not going to pay attention to him.
Also, the team setup isn't ideal for Ben Simmons either, because Ben and Embiid operate in the same areas, so that it can't really
It's just the roster in LA. I just don't think they make a good fit. Really,
they just.
I'm not saying anything bad about them as players, right? But they just don't make a good fit in the team, and that's the reality of things. We've seen where people look real good in one team and they went and get a big contract in another team, and then they look a scrub, right? But because they just did not think that it was the team, it was them, right? So then when they went to a different situation, and you find that then they can't really perform. Since Russ left OKC, like his stocks have been, like subpar. Although he's getting good numbers, but his stocks be subpar. But that's mainly because he goes to teams where, the fitting is not good. If you notice, he scored 33 points a game, 33 points in a game where LeBron wasn't there. That's the sort of thing that he would do. Right, yeah. But when he can give the ball to LeBron and run on the corner, I mean, and that's going to shoot up breaks. It ain't gonna work. So I think Simmons and Embiid don't really work together, right? And if I were them, I would try to get somebody that would fit in the system that they want to, instead of trying to say, okay, he's an elite talent, we gotta keep him. because you're not going to win a championship in, not in the state that he's in. If he improves his shooting and stuff, yeah, because the other parts of the game is pretty decent. But not if, not if
or more than decent.
Yeah, not if you can.
More than decent.
Okay, I will give it to more than decent. Okay. I give it to more than decent. But that's not the only person in the East. So you don't want to talk all about Ben Simmons because I mean, like, he's not the thing. But I noticed Philadelphia is on a 5 game in the street, and obviously they ain't really care.
Tyrese Maxey.
Right now.
And that's actually I'm just gonna skip ahead here before we come back really quick. That's why Philadelphia is actually gonna be my team of the week. And it's only common sense that after that calendar I just talked about, that Joel Embiid is gonna be my player of the week, because they go hand in hand, and both the team and that man are going crazy right now. They're showing, basically they're saying, Ben, who?
Right.
We're still
Tyrese Maxey, boy. Tyrese Maxey.
He's playing his
Yeah, he's playing well too.
Yeah.
They're talking about trading Tobias Harris, but I watched Tobias Harris last 3 games.
Trying to raise your trade value.
I don't know about Ben Simmons, but if you train Tobias Harris, you got to kick back a bucket for him. That man's a bucket.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't understand the process, apparently. So right now the process has really got me on, a little thing, because a lot of people was trusting their process, and I don't know if it really working, because they get Embiid, yes, and Embiid is doing his thing, but to me the other pieces, they're struggling with the other pieces. But anyway, it's the early days. It's what 50-something games. They might still be able to get a couple pick up somebody trade deadline that will help them.
Exactly what I was about to say.
Right.
It's before the All-Star break. It's not even halfway through the season, so
right. So when you see the All-Star break, then you will see, after the All-Star break, you then know the difference between the people that will and the people that will not.
But just to finish up the East really, really quick, I have to mention the next team, the Cavaliers. They actually had a pretty impressive win over the Bucks recently. I can't remember, is Jared Allen back, or?
I can't remember.
I don't think he played that game, and I think they still beat the Bucks. I could be wrong.
Garland was out the last game, but Darius Garland, he was out the last game.
Garland, yeah.
Yeah, but
I think
what is impressive for me for the
Cavaliers?
What's impressed me for the Cavaliers is the fact that they're bucking the trend. Like, everybody's trying to mimic the Warriors, go small. Them really going big. I mean, they're real big. And actually their bigs look like smalls, because their bigs really can handle the ball and stuff. So
they got versatile.
I like the fact that they buck the train and still is able to, and still be able to be 31 and 20, right? But number 4 in the East.
He's correct.
So I give them props for that. I take my hat off to them, and I hope that they will have, that will get better as the season goes on. Anything more for the East there, Tehron King?
That same link is probably why they were able to stifle the Bucks, because they have a rare thing. They have enough length to deal with someone like Giannis, and they have multiple bodies that do it as well. Speaking of Giannis, the Bucks are the 5th team in the East. They had an average week last year, I would say. They're 31 and 21, they're 5th in the East now, and I think they're mostly healthy now, actually, besides Lopez. I don't think they have anyone out really. Bobby's back. Even DiVincenzo is playing. Grayson Allen, he came off his 1-game suspension. I don't really want to talk about that. And he's back now. So I think I can't think of a body that they're missing right now. So they're one of the more lucky teams in the East, in the league, actually. And that's pretty much it for me in the East.
Right. So that's the East with the Avenger No.1. So now we go to the Bajan Scout, Alan Pinder. He will regale us with his fantasy picks.
Well, we're going to stay in the East a little bit right now, because we have 2 guys in the East who may have dropped off a lot of people's radar over the last few weeks, maybe last month or 2, with some injuries. But they're back this week. Well, even a little bit before this week. But Jeremy Grant, he should be back tonight. He's come back from that time injury. He's probably going to ramp up he's probably going to ramp his production a little bit. But if he was on your waiver wire, it would be a good day to pick him up now. Not sure a lot of people realize, because I think he was healthy and was able to come out last week, but then he was in COVID protocol. So he's COVID protocol, so he's someone you can look to pick up. Bodan Bogdanovic from the Hawks. He was coming off a knee injury, and he was on a minutes restriction. I think he's still on one right now, but his minutes are ticking up, and his production is also going up as well. So you can definitely look to pick him up. Those are two guys that have been out for a little bit. In terms of the last person, maybe a bit of a sleeper, but Isaiah Jackson, the rookie from the Indiana Pacers.
Mhm.
Indiana has
Got it locked.
Yep. The Pacers have no bigs right now. Their two starting big guys are out with Turner and Sabonis, and their other big, their backup big is also injured, I believe, with a foot injury. So right now he's really the only person. Sorry,
Isn't Sabonis back? I think Sabonis is back.
Nah, he was in COVID or something like that.
Oh,
yeah, he
yeah,
came out
COVID.
for a couple of games, and then he's in COVID protocols.
Yeah.
So he really and truly, Jackson will get all the minutes he can take right now. His main problem is that he's extremely foul prone. He's a guy who is a great jumper. He's going to get a lot of lobs, lobs for alley hoops. He's going to get a lot of block shots, rebounds, but he bites at every pump fake. He doesn't see what he doesn't like, so he falls up very quickly. So if he manages to stay on the floor, he can get some points. He had a 20 and 10 game in the last outing, so depends on how things go this week. He may do pretty well for you if you're going to pick him up. So yeah, those are the three fantasy picks you can look at for this week.
Yeah, and you all should really take the Pinder's fantasy pick seriously, because
Sure.
he does his research.
I think of Jeremy Grant last week because I
But
realized.
speaking about research and what happened last week, last week in pick 5, where we're going right now, we had everybody at 3 and 5, and I got a little jump on everybody with a 4 and 5, so I'm feeling a little bit good today. But today we are having, it's February. It's also, as you see, I'm in my number 8 Lakers jersey, and this number 8 Lakers jersey was, as a tribute to Kobe, who lost his life on the 26th of January into 2020. So I'm just a little tribute, just let everybody know it's a tribute, and not that I'm really hitting for the Lakers. So right now we are going to our pick 5, and on the pick 5 on Wednesday we have Memphis at New York. Memphis at New York. So let's go with you there, Avenger number 2. Memphis at New York.
Unless you mean somehow the New York Knicks, I am picking Memphis.
Oh, so you're going with Memphis. So there goes Memphis. Anybody else without Memphis? Oh, everybody going for Memphis.
Actually, even if it was the New York Nets, I'd still pick Memphis.
I don't blame you.
Right. On Thursday, we have Miami at San Antonio. This should be interesting. Miami at San Antonio. Well, the Miami Heat is on a 2-game losing streak, right? And we can say that the San Antonio Spurs are uncharacteristically
on a season game losing
down in the cellar. So who would you pick? I expect that Tehron will go Miami.
I just want to say, 4 games, 5 days, 2 back-to-backs, no PJ, no Jimmy last game. That's all.
Okay, so you still going with Miami?
Of course. Jimmy back.
Well, I am. So what about you there, Avenger number 2? I see you looking, this smirk on your face. You going for San Antonio?
This is not smart. This is the way that you do this to me every week. But I can still fit these first. Come on.
Okay. So what about you, Alan Pinder, the Bajan Scout?
Yeah, I think I go with the Miami on this one.
Okay, so I get with the Heat as well. On Friday, we have Boston at Detroit. I think everybody can go for Boston, but I don't know. Jeremy Grant is not, just let you know.
That's cool, but Celtics though. That's cool and all, but Celtics.
Detroit is the only team, one of the only teams besides the Kings I have not watched this season, and I watch a lot of basketball.
So anybody going for Detroit? No, apparently no. So
Well,
on Saturday,
actually, I'll take Detroit on that one.
oh, you'll take Detroit. Okay, oh, that's very good.
Because Celtics are a very good road team. I mean, Detroit isn't a very good team in general, but you know, they may be able to pull a one there.
Okay, so you're going with Detroit. I will stay with Boston. On Saturday, though, we have my friends and comrades, OKC at Sacramento. This is like there's like Celtics playing who? Like Bajan Warriors versus Celtics?
Spartans.
Spartans. Yeah, Spartans. So, okay. OKC versus Sacramento.
This is tough because on one hand, like OKC does not have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's out for the foreseeable future. But on the other hand, the Kings suck. I mean, like they're just losing games.
7 games losing streak.
Yeah, it's like
I want to point out that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is still going to each other, so they're pretty much even right now.
Okay, so all right. So after all of that, so who will you go with?
Because I'm hoping that they do well, because I have some of them on my fantasy team, I'm gonna pick the Kings.
So you're going with the Kings. So that is Keelan.
Any, many, money more. OKC.
OKC. Tehron's going OKC. What about you there, Alan Pinder, Bajan Scout?
Yeah, I think the Kings will start out losing streak, so I'll go with the Kings.
Darn it.
Yeah, I think I go with the Kings as well. And I'm not going because I think they can snap any winning streak. I just think that everybody hating on them, and I want to be in the corner at least at some point. They need somebody
at some point. You picked them many times.
But you gotta got somebody in the corner, dude.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's your question? Your comrade? Where are OKC your comrades?
No, it was my comrades were the Sacramento Kings, not. Right. On Sunday we have Atlanta at Dallas.
Ooh.
Atlanta at Dallas. This is
pick.
Yeah, it's an easy one for me. I'll put Dallas on that one. Dallas is playing really well recently.
Okay, so Dallas.
I'm actually going to make it interesting and go Atlanta on that one.
Luka Atlanta, Tehron.
I go with Luka.
You will go with Luka?
Yeah, Dallas. Luka Magic. There you go.
I think Tehron will be the only one going with Atlanta right now. Although I would like to really join you, so it'll be 2-2, and then we could brag if we win. But I can take Atlanta just because Tehron's over there and he's lonely. So we will go with. So it's Atlanta will take. So it's Atlanta, and that is the last of the Big Five. I want to say right now that the interesting part about the Big Five is that some of these games are really rubbish games. So let's hope that we pick the right people.
For real.
Right.
You're here rolling dice.
So we had the East, we had the West, we had Fantasy, we had Pick 5, and now at the line, we are now looking at the teams that we think will make the playoffs that no one's really looking at right now. Do you have any team that you think will make the playoffs? And let me say the playoffs, we'll say the playing games. Do you think is anybody that is not in the playing picture right now that will get in the playing picture?
I know about will, but I mean the possibility is there because, well, I guess the only reason why I still giving the Spurs a chance, I actually don't want them to be any player. I actually want them to get a pick and let's lose and get a good pick. But the only reason why I think because Damian Lillard is out and like the Trailblazers are not that much far ahead of the Spurs, so it's kind of like because they're still close. they can make it, but it's not like he's saying like the Spurs are just some really good team that have just been unfortunate and losing games. No, I just think that because it's close and the Trailblazers still aren't that good.
The record's really close, and if Lillard is up for his season or for any extended period, then and Spurs get back all their people, maybe they'll be able to overtake the
Trailblazers.
Eventually, they just do a deadline as well. Because they're supposed to be players. They're supposed to be players there, so.
Right, so that's the West, but in the East, the New York Knicks is 24-27, which is basically the same record as Atlanta. Atlanta is the last playing spot. So, what do you think about actually the Washington Wizards, who were making a run in the early? They are also very close. So, what about in the East, the Wizards and the Knicks?
The Wizards were in first place at one point. I mean, people were hurt and people had COVID and stuff, but the Wizards were in first. I know they're in 12th. That is one of the most serious drops I've ever seen in an NBA season.
Reality is often disappointing.
Yeah, well, I know what they say. Cream is always rise to the top, dude. Cream is always rise to the top.
Well, and the reason the Wizards have dropped so badly is because no one on the team likes Spencer Dinwiddie.
I don't understand. He's in my fantasy team. He's done really well. I don't understand why that they don't like Spencer.
So I don't know if it's a main person. I was talking to somebody else about that. It was like he just came off an ACL injury. Not everybody is Kevin Durant that comes back and has an MVP type season immediately. Like not everybody is Kevin Durant. So like it usually takes a year or something for like lesser players before they really catch back themselves. So I thought that they would have given him a little bit more time, but it really seems so. That's why I don't know if it's anything personal.
Yeah, I don't think it's got anything to do with basketball. I don't have any empirical evidence. I haven't heard anything from Woosh or Ramona Shelburne, but I don't think that. I think it's more than basketball right now. I think there's something else. There's something there that but they've slid, but they're still in within one game of the playing spot. So you think that they will make it?
I think they're within half a game in the playing spot.
Right.
And I mean, it's not like the rest of the team are world beaters, but besides Bradley Beal, but
but I won't go Knicks. So nobody mentioned Knicks at all. Knicks don't play basketball.
The Knicks. I'll tell you something, right? The Knicks are severely missing Derrick Rose. That's one of the teams I actually follow. I follow three teams: the Heat, the Warriors, and the Knicks. Right? Knicks. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I just like to watch them play. Win or lose, I like to watch them play basketball. They have been in so many close games recently that Derrick Rose usually closes for them, right? I know they have RJ Barrett closing them. Let me tell you something. I am a Duke fan in college basketball. I have watched RJ Barrett since day one. RJ Barrett is the first Duke player I did not like.
Yeah.
That was one of our top recruits.
Yeah, the man used to always tell me this.
First Duke recruit I did not like. With that being said, over the past couple of games, watching him, he has been playing better. But watching him try to close a game is one of the most painful experiences in my life. Not only is he young and inexperienced, he does not shoot unless he does not shoot unless he's left open like Ben Simmons. I will put it like that. You have to be, if he's on the wing, you have to be by the free throw line for him to shoot the ball. Other than that, no matter what, he is going to the hoop. No mid-range, the hoop. He's going to
he will learn eventually. So you're saying that the Wizards may make something if they get rid of Spencer Dinwiddie and his problem, and then the Knicks really hovering there around with the Atlanta Hawks. But I think the Hawks, I don't know why I think the Hawks are not playing at the potential though. I think if they get their run, they will.
I feel like they're about to move Collins, and I feel like they can move him for the right piece. I feel like they're going to go on a crazy run and actually get into the play off spots, not the play in spots. So,
sorry, Tehron.
I feel like they could easily. Then again, no. When I look at it, they probably could raise over Raptors and Hornets. Maybe the Nets if KD takes too long to come back. But other than that, I don't really see them. I don't see them passing the Bucks or the Cavs or any of those teams. Right. But you never know. One trade could change the world.
Yeah, it goes.
Yeah, well, I mean, their GM has already pretty much admitted that the roster really isn't there. So I think I think all of those teams, Celtics, Hawks, Knicks, Wizards, I don't think it makes a difference for any of those guys. I think their teams definitely need major shakeups. I don't think they're going anywhere at this stage. Even in terms of, I mean, I think if any of them make the playoffs, they're all getting swept.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about making the play-ins though.
Yeah, I mean, you may play in, but you might get.
I mean,
play
if
in
you're
and
making
then
it playing, you're
yeah,
probably
you
gonna
might
get
get played. I win a couple games and then get swept.
I like. Yeah, like I like the Raptors somewhat because that's a young team that's kind of coming up and whatnot. You see some potential there, but yeah, the Hawks GM has given up on them, and yeah, the Celtics just not getting it done, and the Wizards. I mean, Beal might be out for a while now because I think he's supposed to get a second opinion on his injury.
On his
right
wrist,
now, so
that's never good. That's never good.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think the Wizards are really going any further right now. So.
But,
yes, I think probably the Knicks are probably the only one the outside that has probably the best chance to get in. But the Knicks need to make some changes right now too.
Honestly, if you're just asking me, in my opinion, it boils down to who do I trust more to lead them into the playoff? Trae Young or Julius Randle? I'm picking Trae Young. As simple as that. Simple as that.
So that is
not really Julius Randle though. Like I said, like it's been reported that Derrick Rose is supposed to be back shortly after the All-Star break, and I've seen that man hoop, and that man is different. Yes, he comes off the bench. Yes, he's not him. No, he's not himself. But Derrick Rose, get Derrick Rose to the playoffs and see what happens. That's all I'm gonna say.
But get Derrick Rose to the playoffs, though.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Get Derrick Rose on the court.
Oh
For any stretch of games, that's tough.
Yeah, because I hear that he his mode of transportation is ambulance ready. So so right now we will see how that goes with him. So that is court in session, and right now we are adjourned.